I had a 3, 2, and then I had a moment of, because we were discussing where we first met, and you reckon it was the Dirty Sanchez boys.
They introduced me to it.
I think you would have brought them to the Boys Own concert. I remember it was in Dublin, right?
It was at Croke Park, for sure. And then I remember going in and people were like, what are you doing here? And I said, look around, there's 30,000 women. Of course, that's why we're here. Well, no, I think it was then. Or, yeah, I think so.
God knows
that goes back a long time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, that's 08, 09, somewhere there, probably early doors.
13, 14 years ago.
Yeah, no, you're a long, long time. Yeah. So Butler Butler's friend of the family at this point, I suppose. Like I said earlier, he was the one who got the $500 shot, so you're in good stead tonight, whoever going to pick for the B-Ball Challenge. But this is Butler Butler in action, and this is where we're going to talk about his life and his lifestyle.
So Buttsy, good to see you here.
From LA all the way to Vegas, we're about to go party, and there he is in the back.
Everyone else is, so I'll do it.
So just to clear that up, I think I might have said Butler going into that, which I wasn't very happy with at all. So this is Derek, everybody. This is Derek Butler. Bro, good to see you, man. Good to have you on the show. Nice to have you in the Shaneanigans bar for a bit of a different kind of chat, an interview chat. Yeah. Usually we're chatting around. Actually, we mostly chat around bars for sure, but obviously all around pints and stuff.
Exactly.
So looking forward to getting back to the pints.
Yeah.
So what are you up to? What's the crack?
Well, I'm in Manchester for a few weeks. I'm working with a company called Evolve Rap. I met these two boys on the Cannon Run rally last year, and we just clicked, we got on. Because there's no live shows at the moment, and that's what I do, like live entertainment. Yeah, same as like you in the music industry. So there's no live shows because of COVID. So they offered me to come over for a few weeks, help them with their social media, help them promote the rapping company. Okay. So yeah, they have a car rapping business, which is basically, if you don't like the colour of your car, you can pay them to...
Evolve.
Yeah, Evolve Rap.
Where is it?
Evolve.
It's in Altrincham. I can't say the word.
I knew that, but I don't know how to say it, and I know you wouldn't know how to say it.
Altrincham, which is just by Knutsford, where we're opening a bar, actually.
He's telling people that now.
In the Golden Triangle.
It's happening. This is out now. Listen, Buttsy, I want to jump in quickly. You're known, like there are people that do know you on here and know you've had this crazy lifestyle, right? You've done so much stuff, but I want to know, where did it all start?
Well, it started, I didn't actually grow up with cars. I had no interest in cars growing up. We didn't grow up with a car background. I was always into science and physics and how shit works. So basically, when I was 17, my friend got insured on his mum's car, and we went to Tesco's car park where all the boy racers were hanging out, and I saw a twin cam crawler doing a donut, the wheels were pointing left and the car was spinning right, and I was like, how the hell is that possible? So I went on the internet, dial-up broadband at the time, dial-up internet. I went on howstuffworks.com and I studied how an engine worked, how a gearbox worked and the differential worked, and just kind of understood the physics of what was going on with the car. When I turned 18 then, I went to the bank, I took out a loan, and I went off and bought a twin cam, my first ever car.
Back in the day, how much did you pay for that back in the day?
$4 grand.
$4 grand. Apparently,
couldn't afford insurance, but bought the car.
The car was really, back in the day, I bought my first twin cam was $2 grand.
Wow.
And apparently it was the first one ever imported in Ireland.
Wow.
Registration 72 TPI, if anyone knows them twin cams back at home. And yeah, $2 grand I paid for that. And the only reason I bought a twin cam is because I wrote off my Golf GTI. Right. Mark owned a Golf GTI. Put it on the roof with Keith Duffy. We had Keith Duffy in last week. Yeah. We were chatting about it.
We spoke about that as well.
We spoke about that. And then this twin cam come up and I was like, yeah, what are they all about? Same thing.
Yeah. I was just fascinated. So I bought that, and then finally a couple of months later I got a Ford Fiesta. I insured that, third party, and my mum, she insured me. She insured the car, the twin cam, so I could drive it third party because it was insured. So I went out to my friend's farmyard, put up a stack of tyres, and I was able to do a donut first time because I had the theory.
Yes.
And then I started doing it legally on the streets and did that for a couple of years. And then when I was like 20, I started organising cruises where all the boy racers would meet up. So RTE, which is like the Irish version of BBC. They did a documentary on me when I was 20.
I remember it.
So yeah, so then that kind of got me known in the car world. And then after that, a friend of mine from Cork was setting up the Pro Drift Series, which is a drifting championship. So I worked with him on that for years, and we set that up. So
Graham McNamara?
Graham McNamara,
Of course, Graham McNamara.
Yeah, his brother, Darren, a big known drifter.
G-Mac.
But so yeah, we set up Pro Drift together. We started doing drift demonstrations, shows all over Europe. We did the Paris tuning show, Geneva tuning show. We were like 22 years of age, traveling around. And then luckily when I was 24, I met the marketing manager at Monster Energy.
Right.
And I said to him, hey, do you fancy sponsoring a drift team? So I pitched him the idea of doing me plus 2 other drivers, and we'd tour Europe with the Fuel Girls. Your sister used to work for.
Yes, I remember the Fuel Girls. Yeah,
yeah. So we.
So it's basically all displays, basically.
All displays. So they went to America. America said, no, drifting's not our thing.
Really?
Monster, for 8 months then he battled with America, saying that basically Europe is a different market. We don't have Supercross, we don't have Baja trucks, we have, it's a different market.
Yeah.
The Americans were just used to the American market and American stuff. So finally after 8 months they agreed, and I was the first drift guy to sign with Monster Energy.
Big in the game.
5 years ago, back in the day. So we toured that for years, did that. And then a while after that, I got contacted by Chris Burns, who was one of the drivers for Top Gear.
Yeah.
So Chris contacted me, he said, hey, we're looking for drivers for Fast and Furious Live. And I was like,
woo! Oh, coming in with that. Damn, Rick Live.
Something for him, wouldn't you? See what's happening here.
VIP,
It's that blue tick thing, isn't it?
And, so then, I auditioned for Fast and Furious, and that's where I met this numpty. Yeah. So we met on the Fast and Furious tour, and there was 2,000 applicants, and they picked 10 drivers.
Amazing.
And amazingly, me and him got picked.
Yeah.
And so we
I'm
went
surprised I never met him before with me on a session.
I did. Do you know what? I think we did meet on a couple of crazy ones in London at some point.
Probably did, yeah.
Along the way, but then we were thrown into this weird world and just went travelling the world doing these crazy shows.
Yeah.
So we did that.
There's so many cool stories about that. We can't say on here, but there's so many cool stories with this guy. It's been great fun.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you about the highlight of your career, but obviously you just said working with me.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. That was it. And being here tonight, of course, seeing you again. Well, I guess the highlight, of course, was getting sponsored by Monster the first year, and then once I got sponsored, they sponsored the Gumball rally. So we got to take part in the Gumball 3000 rally.
I did that with you in 2011, I think.
2011, but yeah, I did. My first one was 2009. We drove from LA to Miami, coast to coast. It was my first time staying in a 5-star hotel. It was my first time going on a road trip across America. I did it with Pritchard.
Yes,
I was on the show before, from Dirty Sanchez, and that was like amazing kind of experience. And after that, then we got invited to the Playboy Mansion. So luckily enough, I've been to the Playboy Mansion twice.
Tell us a little bit more about that. See, we're not going to leave it at that, right? I know there's a lot of people, certainly I want to know more about the Playboy Mansion.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
yeah, come on.
Jesus. So I ended up...
Hugh Hefner?
Yeah, he was there. He walked past. It was basically, we were in the grounds of the mansion, so they had a big marquee set up at the back, and it was like an open party kind of thing. The grotto was open, so I ended up swimming naked in the grotto with some other people.
Some other people.
And then, but actually that night, the guys that I went with, he was after renting a suite at the Sheraton. So he said, oh, you can crash in the suite if you need somewhere to stay. And I was like couch surfing. I was like, grand, yeah, no bother. So I got a tour around the mansion off Miss February 2008 or 2009, Heather Renee Smith. And of course, the Irish accent over there, she loved this. And she saw I was wearing a Monster hat. So she was like, oh, should we swap numbers? So we swapped numbers. And then about 2 o'clock in the morning, I get a text from her saying, do you want to leave the mansion? I'm like, too right. So I told my mate, oh, I'm just going to go back early. So I got in the Jeep with her and she was like, where are you staying? I said, oh, well, I've got a suite at the Sheraton. pretending that it was my suite. And then, she came back with me. And
what happened? Specifically, what happened? I'm sorry.
Then we had Benedict in the morning.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so that was a kind of funny story from the Playboy Mansion.
Talking to these car rallies, like Gumball and Cannon Run and stuff like that, I've seen on social media that you're doing a rally.
Yeah, the guys that have at Evolve, they're planning their own rally this summer, so I'm coming over helping them with that. Because I've done so many rallies, I know what works and what doesn't work and stuff like this. So yeah, we're planning to do it in July, hopefully, depending on COVID. But we're going to start in Lake Como and finish in London, because a lot of the UK people, they drive their cars down to Ibiza, or they drive their cars somewhere, and they're all worried about getting it back. But included in this price for the Platinum Tour, you get your car shipped out to Como, you fly out, and then when you finish the rally in London, your car's back home. You don't have to worry about getting the car back. So we're going to do Lake Como, around the Stelvio Pass. So
We all did that before. We've all done that, right?
We did the cannon run, yeah.
Yeah, with the Stelvio Pass.
Yeah, I can't even remember that morning though.
Me neither. We travelled. Me, you and Dapper
Labs.
Yeah, in the back of an M5.
Yeah.
And over this mountain section. I don't know. We were in the car for about 7 hours.
7 hours, yeah.
Flat in this car.
Yeah.
Alvin was driving.
It was a turbo.
This thing was unbelievable.
700 horsepower. Yeah.
700 ponies in the back of the car, 2 bottles of vodka. We were sweet.
Me and Bagsy were racing up the Stelvio Pass with C63 and had a 458.
Oh, yeah, that, yeah.
Walk on it, and it got disgusting. That was some trip, that, wasn't it?
Those trips are amazing. And we're just talking about, obviously, car mods and stuff to do with the wrapping company. And those of you who don't know what wrapping is, as Buttsy was saying, is, you can take a car and basically put a big sticker over it. Put any colour you want. But here's a couple of clips from the internet, which are pretty much crazy car mods. And that's the highs and lows of cars, really. The money that we've spent over years and years and years thinking, again, kind of what I spoke about earlier, this is brilliant. From lowering them down and pulling bumpers off to hiring them up to doing silly stuff.
There was stuff in there that I could definitely see in your collection.
Stuff in there I've just sold that I've seen from my collection.
And you got a limo. Have you still got your limo?
I still got my limousine, yeah.
Have you still got that?
I've got a limousine, yeah. It's in the clip earlier. I
remember you drifting it in Ireland.
Basically, it was an ex-funeral car. So the seats were facing forward. They used to follow a hearse, basically, and they were updating the hearses for a funeral car. So I got the car anyway, and then I was on a flight back to Waterford, and this guy sat beside me. He had dreads and stuff, and I was like, this guy's cool. I'll go and chat to him. That's the kind of person I am. I'll talk to anyone. So I got chatting to him. I said, what are you going to Waterford for? And he goes, well, I'm a graffiti artist. And I was like, all right. I said, have you ever painted a car? And he was like, no. And I was like, well, I've got a limousine. So he actually spray painted the whole limousine, and that's what it's all like airbrushed.
The last time I saw that limo, it was parked right up on my wheel, on the wheel of my Ford F350.
Doing a burnout.
Because he couldn't do a left foot brake. So I said, right, just park it up against the truck and go flat out. It was flat out.
The cannonball in Ireland.
It.
Yeah.
So you've done, obviously we've all known each other years. You've done some crazy stuff, but give us an example of something like some of the craziest stuff you've done.
Well, I did a stunt for the BetSafe, they're a gambling company. So BetSafe sponsored me to do the Gumball rally, and my friend buys and sells Formula 1 cars. So we wrapped the Formula 1 car in the BetSafe colours. You can check it on YouTube, BetSafe F1. And at 9 o'clock in the morning, we took it around the streets of Manchester with no police. We had no permission or anything. So we did it in different sections where Julian from Garage D would wait up the road with the truck and trailer. Wow. And I'd do a section, park the car in, go to the next bit. We went to KFC drive-through and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a pretty crazy video to drive a Formula 1 car through the streets of Manchester.
That's mental. I'd love to do that if I could fit in one.
Without a shadow of a doubt, you're a very accomplished driver and you've done a lot. And talking about crazy, let's look at some skill crazy for some FMX boys. that,
crazy,
man.
isn't it?
Them boys are unbelievable. a
that's
lot of
great.
that
I
was
have a lot of friends through Monster that I know that do it, and it's just ridiculous, really. They're like something screw loose.
Yeah,
from
100.
there, for sure.
They're shot to bits, man. them
Yeah.
guys.
Without, you know, all the
They're
shows we've done all over the world. I think one of the most exciting when people come to watch is when the FMX boys
Boys
come
come
out.
on.
Because it is, when you see it live in front of you,
It's a
the
different
height
level.
they go,
Yeah.
the air they take,
Crazy.
not touching the bike.
I had one friend he was a snowmobile rider, and he did the first front flip on the snowmobile. And I was telling you earlier that he got offered like 20, 30 grand to do it again. He was like, no, I promised my family I'll do it once. Because imagine a snowmobile landing on top of you.
Geez, 30 grand, I'll do it right now. I'm talking about like the live shows and stuff, obviously. I think the last time we actually met up was in China. You were on a show in China, 2 different places, and you was out doing Boyzone.
Yeah, Boyzone. I
see you in China.
We was all doing shows in different places. So that leads me to my final question here is, what's next? Are there some shows? What's happening?
What's next? Well, COVID depending, but after the Fast and Furious show finished, the show I was working for in China, I helped them buy a lot of the machinery, and also the Disneyland Paris stunt show finished now, so we have all that equipment as well. So we plan on doing our own stunt show in Mallorca in Spain. We were planning it for this summer, but now there's going to be no tourism and stuff, I'll go out there next month just to get the cars prepped, get spare differentials, order the clutches, and just get everything ready for when we can launch a new show. So yeah, that's the next thing.
Good, man. Oh, that's awesome, lads.
B-Ball Challenge?
B-Ball Challenge, I think. Buttsy, could you do us a favour? Will you sign the tub for us there, first of all?
Yeah,
I will
no
send
worries.
What do I need? One of these.
Right, Rick, live, let's give us some atmosphere. What have we got?
And we are playing for £100 of site credit. What do we think, Buttsy? I think it was there, right?
Yeah, it was there. Hey, listen, he's good at this. Don't forget.
Further back.
Buttsy Butler in
The
the
other side of the
building.
studio for
He knows
Buttsy.
what he's doing.
Right, so we're going to pick, the first person that's been picked out of the hat is Natalie Elizabeth B. Natalie Elizabeth B is up first, so Buttsy, we got the ball?
Yes, here.
All right, cool. So,
I didn't
Buttsy,
check
take
it
a
earlier.
shot. Natalie Elizabeth B, if this goes in, you'll get £100 of site credit.
Hey, Nate,
Right.
you know which camera you're on now?
I have no idea. Straight in.
All right. Natalie, this is for you, 100. Oh!
Okay, so next person is Adam Ryan. Adam, we're playing for you now for 100 quid of site
Go on,
credit.
Buttsy Butler.
Come on, Buttsy, you got
Adam
this.
Ryan, it's up for you, mate. Oh!
Okay, we got one more chance, and that is
sorry.
Daryl Halls. Daryl Halls,
Sorry, last
this is
chance.
for you, my friend. It could be £100 of site credit coming your way.
All right, Daryl.
Unlucky, it's a rollover. It's a rollover. Buttsy, thank you so much for coming on.
No
We'll
worries,
come back
boys.
to you. We need to go and give away
Rick
some
live.
cards.
Buttsy Butler and the Shaneanigans. Bye.